Hello, friends. This weekend's gospel reading is called The Feeding of the 5,000. I'm sure some of you have already heard about it and maybe even remember learning about it in Sunday school. This is a very special story in the Bible because it is in our Bible not one time, but 4 times, because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all write about the feeding of the 5,000. Now, as with other people who write stories, the details are different between Matthew's version and Mark's version and Luke's version and John's version, but they all have the story. So, going to our story Bible, this is John's version, a little bit different from the version we have in worship this weekend, but it's a great story. It was a beautiful sunny day as Jesus and his disciples crossed the Sea of Galilee. Jesus had been healing sick people, and many more people of all ages came to see him again that day. Maybe they wanted to hear more of his stories or see him show God's power through miracles. When Jesus saw the large crowd, he asked his friend Philip, "How are we going to feed all these people?" And you can see all the people along the shore there. Philip answered, "I could work for 6 months and not have enough money to feed all these people." The disciples didn't know what to do. But just then, Andrew pointed out a young boy and said, "Here's a boy who has 5 small loaves of bread and 2 fish. It's something, but it certainly isn't enough food to feed all these people." Jesus took the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish that the boy offered and asked his friends to have the crowd sit down. And so about 5,000 people sat in the grassy meadow by the lake that day. After Jesus gave thanks to God, he blessed the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish, and then he shared the food with all the people who were there. All 5,000 people ate their fill. And then they gathered up all of the food that remained, and from all of that, the leftovers, they were able to fill 12 large baskets, more loaves and fish left over than the boy had given Jesus. Everyone shook their heads in disbelief as they struggled to pick up the heavy baskets. The people saw the full baskets of leftovers and began to understand that something extraordinary had just happened. Jesus had performed another miracle. Jesus smiled when he heard people say, "God must have sent Jesus to us." It was a day the boy, the 12 disciples, and all of those people who were there would never forget. I like to call this story the miracle of multiplication because Jesus started with a little bit and he multiplied it to make it a lot. And I'm wondering, what has he multiplied in your life? Has he multiplied food, maybe, like he did that day? Or maybe he's multiplied blessings like love or joy or grace. Jesus is in the business of miracles, all different kinds of them. But sometimes we need to open our eyes to see them. One year we said that they were wow God moments. And when we could see God at work, we would say, "Wow, God," so that others would know that that was God at work. That seems like a good thing to say. Maybe you could try it too. "I know God loves me." Wow, God. So awesome. I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.